Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, and welcome to my studio, Bonnie Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am going to share with you a fun fold card using the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. That's the piece of paper we're going to use right there, and we're going to use the Regal Reindeer stamp set, just a couple stamps off of it, and we're going to do a bay window. I want to remind you that online exclusive is the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. It is wonderful paper, and also the Horse and Sleigh stamp set, stamp bundle. I really like that stamp bundle, and I love this Designer Series paper. I just ordered 3 more packs on the 6th of July when we could order more. And I also ordered the Truckin' Along bundle, which I can't wait for that to get here, and I will bring you some cards out of that. But today this is what we're going to do. This is the card, and the reason why I'm making this is because I belong to a card swap, and one of the card swap member, who is one of my downlines, Marjorie Koval, she sent me this bay window card. I've never made a bay window card. She sent me this one. She said that she got the instructions, I believe, from Connie Stewart. And this is the card she made, and it's a beautiful card. Our challenge for the month was it had to be a fun fold card, and it needed to be a masculine one. And this was her card. And I'll show you my card that I made, because we're having a contest and we have to have a non-card person pick a winner out of the bunch of them. There's 7 of us in this group. This is my card. I know it doesn't look like a fun fold, but it is a pop-up. And this is using the Let It Ride bundle, which is in the annual catalog now. It was in the spring catalog. But the paper is no longer available, and I do have a piece right there. And it pops up and open like so. So you're legendary. And I got this from, it was the Creative 8. It was one of theirs. But I am not sharing this card fold at this point in time. I will be doing a video, a tutorial that will be a customer appreciation tutorial. It will probably be later in the year. And I will probably use this fun fold in that. And that will also be a tutorial that is for sale. So, and this stamp set, oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but it is in the annual catalog. It is the current stamp set. I'm not sure about the paper, but that looks like Evening Evergreen, which is retired, and Lost Lagoon on the inside. So I really like that. Now on my fun fold, I did not put Designer Series paper right on that side. You can if you want to, but I changed it. I made my bay window, which here's my card right here. As you can see, I made my bay window larger, the front of it, and then I made the sides smaller, because that's how my bay window was in Arizona, so I wanted to make that. So this is what we're going to make today, only we're going to use this paper. I thought it would be fun to try a different paper. So, and that's what we're going to do. So to begin with, let's see. We'll start with our cardstock, and we'll score this first. And I'm going to start scoring at 3/8 of an inch. Now you can either use your Score Pal, or you can use your paper trimmer. And I elected, as you can see, to use my paper trimmer for this one. And let me see, can you see all of that in the video? Yes, you can. 1 5/8. And there is, these dimensions will be on my blog, and there will be a link to my blog in the remarks. We're on the beginning of the video on the front page. 3 7/8, and you can either save the directions as a PDF or you can print them out or do both. Okay, so that was 3 7/8. Now we want 5 1/8, and now 5 1/2, like so. Okay. So we are going to need the trimmer to cut the paper. Okay, you will want to fold this on the 5 1/2 score line in half. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. Use your bone folder and burnish that. Okay, and now we want to fold it. Okay, this one is going to fold down like so. And we're going to come back and we're going to glue that down just like a book binding. And then we want to fold this next one this way. And we want to fold, that was the 3 7/8. We fold it this way, and the 3 5/8, we fold it that way. And then for this last one, we want to fold it out this way, a valley fold. So we started with, folding it in half is a mountain fold. This is a valley. Then we do 2 mountain folds, and then we do 1 more valley. Okay, so our card base is ready. Now we need to get our designer series paper ready. Now our designer series paper, we're going to be working with a height of 4 inches, and you have to decide what 4 inches you want in your paper. Now if I measure down 4 inches from the top, that gets me right here. But I think I want it a little bit lower, but not too much lower because I don't want to lose these trees. So I think I'm going to go down. Let me see. I think I'm only going to go down about 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to cut 3/8 of an inch off at the top of my designer series paper. And then I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. All right, so that gives me, and you could cut it at 4 1/8 if you want it, your paper to cover up more of the cardstock in length, go higher, but there is not enough leftover paper, I don't think, in order to make it, to add an extra 1/8 onto these. I would have to figure that out. Okay, so now out of this paper, we're going to need 5 1/2 inches. And I want my bay window, let me see, my bay window, because we're going to use a 1/4 inch for the, and then we're going to use, let me see, I need to see what size. Okay. I gotta see where my cutting instructions are. Okay, we're going to use a 1/4 inch, and then we're going to use 1 inch, so that's 1 1/4. So if I went from 1 1/2 to the 3 1/2, that would give me that, which isn't bad. Let me see what happens here. Now, an inch of the first inch is going to go on the inside of the card. And then we go another 1/4 inch. So it'll be from 1 Okay, so this is what at 2 inches would go there. I think I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off of that side right there. Okay, now being I know that I want to cut from this side, you got to figure out which side you want to cut from in order to get what you want in the middle. And I want, let me see. So my 2 inch piece that goes on the front would go right like that. I would really like to have it more like that. And I need 5 1/2. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to cut. I know this, you got to do your math and figure it out. No, because we cut 2¼ inches off before we even get to our 2-inch piece. So 2¼ so take it up to 4¼ so no. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down to 5½ and hope I did it all right. So I'm taking another 1/4 inch off. Okay, now I can start cutting. So I'm gonna cut 1/4 inch. I'm gonna cut upside down. So I'm cutting with my dimensions from left to right because I know what I want. So I'm starting to cut on this side. When I cut this one, I started on this side and cut this way. So once you know what you want on the picture, when you're using a picture like this, then you can decide which side to cut from. Okay, I still got the house in there. Now I need to cut 2 inches, so I need to turn it back this way. There, I'm happy with that on the front. And then I'm going to turn it back. We need 1 inch. And now we need 1/4 inch, plus we need 1 inch for the inside. So, and I have 1¼ inches left, so that works out perfect. All right. So I'm happy. So I want to put this all in the order it goes. Just like that. So I am going to start applying my paper from left to right when I put it on. I hope that wasn't too confusing, but it's just planning out your picture. Now we need to glue down our little book binding. I think glue is better than tape on this. And then you want to hold it down, apply some pressure to make sure it stays. And being we want to keep it closed, we'll go ahead and do our paper. Let's see. This piece is going to go right here, and I'm going to do, I guess I'll do glue, since I got it out. I normally use either seal or tape because that way, if I make a mistake, get it really crooked or get it wrong, I can remove it with my undo, and I'm happy. But especially with these skinny pieces, unless you have like the 1/8 inch tear and tape, you really want to, I need to bring that up to get it even. You really want to use the glue. Okay. I got that a little high, but that's okay. We just make them all high then, okay? Because you want them to line up on the top. There we go. Just center that in between your score lines. And they can be hard to see. Let's see. Bring it over this way. And with glue, you can move it around a little bit. There we go. Bad thing for me is I get glue all over my fingers. I don't care what I'm gluing or anything. I just am horrible with glue. Maybe that's why I don't like using it. Maybe I need to use it more to get better. There we go. And line that up at the bottom. Get it centered there between my score lines. Yeah, oh, that's going to be pretty. I went to get out a piece of the other designer series paper like I used yesterday, and I happened to pull this one out first, and so I thought, oh, that's pretty. That would make a pretty card. I think it will. You know, in this designer series paper, you can just get away with the greeting on so much of it. Then we have our last 1/4 inch strip of paper. And this little 3/8 inch piece that we scored on the right hand end, that will actually tuck under a piece of designer series paper. And let's see if I can get that on there. Okay, so our designer series paper's on the front. So now we're going to move to the inside. And before we put this paper on, and we're going to put that on with dimensionals, we need to do our saying for the inside. Now, as you notice, I got an alcohol wipe in my hands. The hand sanitizer will work just as good to get the glue off your fingers. I just like to be able to rub it with the wipe, so that's why I have that. Okay, now for this, before I stamp my saying, I'm just going to set this right there. I don't want to put it up on the dimensionals. I'm afraid it would get in my way with the hands. This is the first piece we had cut off, the first 1 inch piece. It's going to go on here on dimensionals. Is that the right way? Yeah, it is. You wouldn't have trees upside down, duh. Oh, nothing wrong with me. So, okay, I need the Regal Reindeer. And we're going to use this saying here, wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. This is a carryover from last year. They carried over a few stamp sets, and I like this one. So let's see. I think we will use Mossy Meadow for the greeting. Now, I had already stamped my greeting for the outside, but I stamped it in Lost Lagoon. So we're going to go with that, but Mossy Meadow probably would have been better. That's okay. Okay, and I just want to stamp this in the center. Keep my paper straight. Maybe that will help me get it a little bit straighter. I don't know about you, but I just don't, that's pretty crooked. Okay, let's try that again. Let's put this on here. Just give me my guide. Okay. I could have the saying on crooked, and that's why I'm getting it crooked. There, that's better. I had it twisted that time and it worked better. All right, I like that. So we are going to now put this on. Grab my, put this stamp out of my way and the Mossy Meadow out of my way. We're done with the ruler. Okay, I'm just going to grab my seal. And that's the crooked side. Put it on all 4 edges. Okay. Once we get it down, you shouldn't be able to see through it. Okay, and we just want to center this. Okay, and what I'm looking at, I know this is a little bit more showing on this end than this, and it matters because that piece of paper is going to go on here, so I want to try and get this about the same. So I think That's pretty close. Okay. And now, okay, we got that in. And we're going to use dimensionals. Now, this is the side that is going to be on the left-hand side, on the inside. So we want to make sure that we do not put dimensionals on about the first 1/4 inch. So where are my dimensionals? Oh, here they are. Okay, so I am going to take my dimensionals, and I want this flat edge. Let's see. I pretty much put them right about in the middle. I'll just use my fingers. Put one at each end. And I put quite a few on for this to make sure it was right. I'm trying to get them all facing the same way so that the edge hits better. It's like I can't see straight today. Okay, so there they are. They're all about the same. I'm gonna take off the backing. Love my take your pick tool, especially for that. And getting, when I use the tear and tape, getting it started. Okay, now I am going to put this. I'm not going to put it at the edge. That's too far in. I just want to leave about 1/8 of an inch showing on this edge over here, because that's all that's showing on the other side, on the outside. And try to get this. Okay. And then we close that, and it lines up pretty good. All right, and there we go. That is that. And then you want to fold it like so. Okay, now on this one, I felt it needed something, and I think this one does too. So we're going to do a rabbit. And this is from the Regal Reindeer. I already stamped it. I stamped it in basic gray. You can do either basic gray or you can do Memento Black. And I took my light gray blend and I just made some lines down it. That was a little bit bigger than I wanted. Put some on the feet. Okay, just like so, and a little bit on the back of the face. Then what I did is I took my Stampin' Blend. I know this is a Copic blender. Same thing, just different brands. And I went over the face and the body because I didn't want them that dark. And this just kind of blends it all in. And as you can see on this one, it just smoothed it out and not much color in his face. And then this here is my Bubble Bath Light. And I'm just adding some to the inside of his ears. And there we go. And then we cut him out. And the little guy looks just like that. And I'm going to take a glue dot. Love my glue dots. And I'm going to place this little guy right about here. There we go. I think he looks good there. And then we need to do our greeting. And I used the Merry Christmas out of the Regal Reindeer stamp set. Get it here. So I have Merry Christmas, or I could have used Peace on Earth. And had I known I was going to do this picture, I might have used that one. And I used the saying. So I used those two stamps, and I used the rabbits. And I used the coordinating die to cut it out. Now, for my greeting, I used... Okay, so I stamped it in Lost Lagoon, which goes great. My paper is Pool Party, but if you look at the colors, I thought this went really good with the pool party. Okay, whoops, I did not use these dies. I used the Countryside, whoops, sorry about that. I used the Countryside corner dies, and that was my leg bumped my paper trimmer when I walked by. And I used the smallest one right here to cut it out. And so I wanted to show you that. There's 7 dies on this. This one right here, there's a real small stamp if you get the Countryside Corners stamp set. I did not get it. And this one will cut it out. But this will work good for other ones out there too. But I like these dies. You haven't seen me use them much, but I do like them. Okay, now where you want to put your greeting. You can put it in the middle of the bay window, but when the card is closed, it works. But I just wanted it offset on my other picture a little bit. I want it offset on this one. I don't want it covering the smoke. I think I still like it a little bit offset. So we're going to get my dimensionals. You know, dimensionals, if you don't know this by now, dimensional have legs. Even when they're sitting right in front of you, they have legs and you can't see them. I'm blind as a bat on things that are right in plain view. And whoops. Okay. Now see, I already goofed because I knew I was offsetting it and I put one right there. I can't put one right there because then it won't bend. See, if I would have put a dimensional right there, I wouldn't have been able to bend my window. So you have to be careful where you put them if you're going to offset it. So I did that on purpose just so I can make sure I pointed that out to you. And let's see, make sure that's on this panel here, and we'll just set it right there. And I think we need some embellishments. Let's see. And these are the adhesive back snowflake assortment. Now, I don't think I really want white this time. There's gold. I think with this, with the house and everything, I think we're going to use more of the bronze colored ones. What do you say? So I'm going to take this small one. I think we'll put this one right about here. And I'll take another small one falling from the sky here. I'll take a little bit larger one. And it can be down here on this rock. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so our card is all done. Remember to print out on your computer a saying to, you know, for displaying card, if you're mailing it to somebody, please tuck the right hand in under the piece of paper on the inside. And that way they can see the beautiful card. Okay, now we need to do something with the envelope. So I've already glued a piece of cardstock onto my envelope flap. I didn't want to stamp anything. So now we need to do something to make it look pretty. And I think I'm going to take, because I didn't have enough designer series paper. Now, if I would have left it all at 2 inches, I would have had enough. But I didn't. It didn't suit what I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, let's see. I think I'm going to pick out the part I want. I like this part down here. So I'm probably going to take about 7/8 of an inch and cut it off the bottom. So let me grab my paper trimmer that I knocked over. And we'll start with 7/8. And if I think I need less, whoops, that's the score blade. So this is what you do when you don't have a big enough piece of designer series paper. And I know I have some hanging over in the bottom, but that's okay. I'm going to leave that there. And I think I will just take this and yeah, I like that. I know a little bit will get cut off the sides, so that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to get me my Stampin' Seal. There we go. I'm going to run it down this other side because it's going through the mill and I want it I want it to stay on. That will do it. Okay, and I'm purposely not putting that all the way to the end. Now you could put it right in the middle if you wanted to, instead of down at the bottom. I just want to put it down at the bottom on this one. And you could have put the whole thing on and just left a little bit of your cardstock showing at the top. Let's see if I would have done that. See, I think of that now after I've done it. Oh, that would have looked pretty too. Yeah, I probably would have liked that more, but I didn't, so I like this. Okay, and then you want to take your paper snips. Now I'm going to cut the edges off on the side because that is too much of an overhang. Just cut straight down. Okay. And I can leave my corners like that if I want to, but I have a corner punch, and I take the small side of my corner punch. This is a non-Stampin' Up! Item. And just to round off the corners a little bit. I could have used the bigger one, but I didn't want to on that one. And there, my envelope is done. And I really like that. And then I have my card to go with it, right here. Make it so you can see it. And then I have, this is the envelope with the leftover paper from the other one, and my card right here. And we can just close those up. And there you go. So if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to, hit subscribe on YouTube so you're notified when I post a new video. Also, you can go to my webpage, bonniestamps.com, and sign up to get my emails. And I do have a frequent flyer buyer program. So after you earn 10 bonus points, you get a $25 gift certificate from me. And you need to order at least $50 at a time. And you get a bonus point for every $25 you spend, though. And if you have any questions on that, it is explained on my website. And thank you very much. And if this inspires you to purchase either Regal Reindeer or the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper, I would love it if you would consider using me as your demonstrator. Thank you and have a wonderful week. Bye.